Now that your Camtasia recording or CamRec is saved, it's automatically added to your clip bin and placed on the timeline. The first time any media is added to the timeline, you'll be prompted with the Editing Dimensions dialog box. Not only are you choosing what dimensions you want for your video during editing, but also what dimensions you plan to use to produce and share your video with others. Expand this menu to see a list of presets to choose from. The presets range from a variety of dimensions, and we've provided some recommendations for destinations as well. For example, here are some recommended dimensions if you want to share your video on your blog or the web, or host your video on screencast.com. And here's a preset to use for playback on an iPhone or iPod Touch. The automatic preset is always a good choice, and the one I'll select for this tutorial, as it takes whatever recording dimensions were used and resizes it using the same aspect ratio. It gives you a nice size for sharing on the web and eliminates the chance of getting black bars around your video. You can also enter in your own custom width and height here, and I recommend leaving this box checked to keep from stretching your video and reducing the quality. Click OK to close this dialog box, and the preview window displays your recording with the new editing dimensions. From this drop-down menu, you can toggle between Shrink to Fit, which shrinks the video preview so that it's displayed entirely in this preview window, or View at 100% Scale, which displays the clips at the actual dimensions selected. This view may display a scroll bar if the dimensions are larger than the preview window. You can also easily access the editing dimensions again if you decide to change the dimensions of your video. Now let's save this project before we begin any editing. You'll find the Save Project option as expected under the File menu. For me, I like saving my project with the same name I used when saving the Camtasia recording, and in the same folder location, which helps me keep things organized. The first time you save a project, you'll be prompted with a message reminding you that in order to share your video project with someone, you'll need to produce it into a shareable format. We'll cover this step later in this series. Once saved, let's take a look in the folder to show you the difference between the Camtasia recording and the Camtasia project files. These are also often referred to as CamRec and CamProj. The CamRec is the raw recording file, which is why it's so big. The CamRec is never directly edited, but only referenced by the CamProj. The CamProj file remembers all the edits made during the project, and will be the file you open to continue working on the project. The CamProj not only references the CamRec, but all other media files used in the project, like audio, images, and other video files. Now that the editing dimensions are chosen and our project is saved, the next tutorial in this series will give an overview of the Camtasia Studio editing interface.